Hello everyone, welcome back to our Thoughts on video. Yes, Caroline. So how was your experience? What are your thoughts?
So first, welcome everyone. We hope that you enjoyed this channeling on the sleep and the dream states. If you haven't watched it already, then you can click on YouTube and see the recording. So I feel way much better than during all those prior channelings, meaning that until I think this is the first time that when I channel, maybe this is the first time. I don't have these stuck energies within the heart area. The first time began during our last channeling, our latest channeling that we did in Korea, where we were standing, and so the energies flowed through, and it was not compiled in that area. But today I am sitting down, and it hasn't compiled. So it's like it's very smooth, and I feel very great. So I'm even surprised myself on my current state, I would say. So I'm very, very happy. And I also manage from time to time to see you through the screen. And it hasn't happened for a while since I was very able to see you. And so I was very happy to be able to see you and not to lose too much the connection. So yeah, it was very smooth, I would say, very, very interesting. And I also managed to me ask Caroline, not to take few notes, but to grab some information myself. I was listening to you channeling Ren, and Caroline, stepped a little bit more forward, and I was listening to Ren's recommendations, and I was there thinking, oh yeah, this is a great idea. Oh yes, I should do this, I should do that, and then I was able to re-enter more into the channeling state in order to yes to channel the Sassani Collective. How about you, Leo?
Well, I think that's great to hear that you don't feel that blockage anymore. It kind of while you were talking about that, maybe it has to do with the we did a bit of energy work and meditation before the we practiced channeling or hit record. And also, so yes, maybe it has to do with us clearing the field a bit, getting the energy moving in that way first. So it was more smoother. And when you're standing in Korea, I think that also helps with that. So maybe that's what was going on. Um, I would say my thoughts on the channeling itself. Well, I'll actually share. So Ren was talking about how lucid dreaming was a really big catalyst for me. And yes, when I discovered lucid dreaming, I would say that sort of was the gateway to opening up more because what I wasn't meditating consciously at this point. I was, but when I discovered lucid dreaming, I also um, found like testimonials and people practicing lucid dreaming that were talking about shared dreaming and how they would have dreams with people they know in their life and their waking physical life, and they would be saying things in that dream. And then when they would wake up, they would call each other or talk, or they would talk with each other and be like, "Oh yeah, I had a dream about you," and they're like, "What? I had a dream about you," and they would begin to talk about the same topics they were having in a dream. So when I read this and heard this, I was like, "Wow, is that really possible?" And that was really a big seed for me that began to like open my mind of what's possible, that there's much more to reality than this physical reality. There's much more that we can experience as well. And so it was a very big catalyst for me in opening my mind and my heart to what's possible and what we can experience. And so that's what Ren was alluding to. And I would say also, I think for me, I'm being giving a giving a I'm getting being given a nudge to revisit lucid dreaming to more consciously decide to revisit it. And because I have been waking up for the past maybe 5 days or so, I've been waking up in the middle of the night and going to the bathroom because I've been drinking a lot of water throughout my day. So I've been naturally just waking up in the middle of the night having to go to the bathroom. So I would go to the bathroom and then, but before going just back to bed, I would meditate and just sit in silence. I drink a bit more water and then I sit in silence and just kind of allow things to settle, allow things to clear. Often I'm guided to use my hands and arms and my body to to clear my field. And so also in recordings, channeling recordings, you guys might notice how whether it's Ren or Ra or someone else or that when I'm in the channeling state, I'm often moving, and this is because I'm actually not just clearing my field, but I'm helping guide the energies, helping guide the life to flow more smoothly as opposed to kind of pile on, pile up, and then because what I notice is when I don't do that, I begin to start becoming rigid, and I think it's because there's a lot more energy flowing through. It kind of wants to move in a way, whether it's through my voice and speaking or whether it's through my body. And while there is a way to sort of be still and allow a lot of energy flow through, I'm learning that there's a bit of a, we have a capacity. And so we could kind of be in a very upright posture and allow a lot of energy through. But yes, we do have a capacity for this. And I'm finding that when I reach that limit, then I really kind of need to move or at least just like rest and like let it down. But when I'm in the channeling state, I'm often moving so that the energy can flow through smoothly and also kind of clear the field, you could also say. And so yes, that was my experience.
Mhm. And as for me, the dream state is a huge part of my life, I would say. Probably more, it's more vivid than my current uh, day state, I would say, because I've been dreaming since I am very little. But it began with nightmares, and I used to have night to have, for instance, 5 nightmares a day, night, every night, every single night for years and years and years and years. And then I took an appointment with someone who is clearing the I don't know what she did exactly. It was the freedom of the cells of the memory cells. I don't know exactly, but it worked. And from having nightmares for decades, it completely shifted in the night, and I began to have so much amazing dreams that were not made of fears anymore, but who was more a discovery. And so I began to go to houses, and it began with houses, and then it opened more and more and more. And then afterwards, it was not just the house, but the surrounding, and then the city. And then I was traveling to cities, and I saw so many different landscapes. And at some point, I began meeting people, and there are things I were in things that could be like sci-fi movies, and it was so crazy. I could speak about dreams for hours and hours and hours because I have so much memories of all those dreams, and I can kind of come back because it stays in my memory. This is so vivid in some ways that they are in my memory now, so I can just tap into this memory of this dream or these other dreams. And this is a kind of very crazy state, and that's also where I began seeing beings from I don't know, outer space or non-physical. They were physical in my dreams, but they were not human. And the more and more I began seeing people that were not looking like a human being. And and so I began seeing. people and beings, and sometimes I also get scared because it was so sometimes frightening. And so, yeah, I think this is definitely a process, but it lasted. It's something that is a huge part in my life. It has stopped for two years, something like that, and it is coming back right now. So I'm very happy that all those dreams are just coming back again. I'm very, very happy. But sometimes there is also a kind of imbalance between my dream state that is so vivid, I live so many amazing things, and my day state where I'm just working and it's way much peaceful. And sometimes, yes, there is a kind of an imbalance where I feel more alive when I am dreaming, and sometimes less vivid myself during my day-to-day life. So I also have to, yeah, find a balance. But I love having all those amazing dreams because this is so crazy and so, yeah, so amazing in so many different ways.
Yeah, I remember you sharing some dreams with me, and yeah, for me, so yes, I didn't really. There's long periods in my life where I just don't remember my dreams, and I think honestly, a big part of it um, is my intention that I just kind of didn't care. Whereas, Caroline, she sounds like she really cares about her dreams and loves her dreams. But for me, I kind of didn't really care that much until I found out about lucid dreaming. But even after that, there was a period where I was very, very into it, and then I just began focusing on other things in my waking life, and so that kind of fell away for a time. And um, during those times, I would say is when I don't remember my dreams really. And then now they're coming back, so I feel like it's also a sign for me to revisit them. Um, and so like what the Sassani Collective was saying, I think I should. What really stuck out for me was to just simply ask. So after I'm going to meditate tonight and all that before going to bed, I'm going to ask higher guidance to help me become more lucid, help me remember my dreams, and then I'm gonna go to sleep and see what happens.
Yeah, and I think that the letting go is also an important thing. Is that yes, you send the intent to the universe or whoever wants to listen to it, and then yes, to let go, and I'm sure it will happen to you, and you will travel or have amazing dreams. And to me, I also adapted my dreams because I remember that when I began stopping all those nightmares in order to travel more into kind of very crazy dreams, I was alone. And at some point, I also had the intent. I said, okay, I love dreaming. This is fantastic, but please, I don't want to be alone. So I want to see people. And I remember that few days afterwards, I saw it was overcrowded. There were so many, 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 many people all around my dreams. There was so many people. And so I asked, okay, this is a little bit too much. I would love to see people, but not that much. And so my dreams adapt in some ways. And now I interact with a bunch of people, but not that much. And yes, but from time to time, I am still having some nightmares, but they're not that scary. And I also managed to wake up myself because at some point there is something that is not that does not click, and I am realizing this is not true, or it cannot happen. And so it's sometimes that's big because there is this thing that doesn't click, that it wakes me up. And so I have also developed, because of all those nightmares, I have developed a certain capacity also to wake up by myself and stopping the nightmare while I am having it. Because at some point, no, it cannot happen. This is not true. And so I am dreaming. So this is a nightmare. So I have to wake up. And so I switch on the light, switch the light on, and I can open my eyes and yes, afterwards I will go into another state, another dream, and so on and so on. And Leo, is there a topic that caught your attention?
Many. I would say the journaling also, the planning the next day, the sort of journaling about the the prior day or the day, um, and that's something that I used to do a little bit, but I would say that's also something I'm being guided to pick up on as well, and maybe and yeah, and be a more conscious creator. That those are the words that are coming to mind now. That take more. mm, to take for me a big theme is that I of was us letting go was just letting go and opening to higher guidance. And I think now I'm being guided to actually take the reins a bit more and to actually take more direct control. And but what I'm learning is that this is definitely an ebb and flow. This is because we can try to force things and try to, control things way too much. And I think there's also the other side of the spectrum, which I've been experiencing in my recent past of letting go too much and not and almost becoming uh, apathetic to this reality, developing apathy or and not caring sort of thing. And I think that as well is not really the answer. I think there is an ebb and flow. And I think it has to do with us co-creating with our other selves, whether that's our other human selves or our guides or our higher selves and all of this. And so this is something that I'm still learning and still integrating.
Yeah, and I also was surprised that Ren would speak about the journaling. And when you were channeling Ren that at that moment, I was there. Oh yeah, that this is very interesting. And yeah, I think there are lots of benefits, I would say, to the to journaling, and this is great, and it is bringing a lot to us. I tried journaling from time to time, but it really depends on my state of mind, I would say. And if I am very angry, yes, I will hold a journal and put all my anger on the on the pages. But yes, I think this is a very interesting tool. I was expecting them to speak about food, the food intake, or to have an herbal tea, or so maybe they will speak about this during another channeling. Because I was more expecting them to speak about yes, having heavy food or light food before going to bed, etc., etc. And yes, maybe it will come during another channeling.
Yeah, I could kind of sense that as well. That's definitely a factor. Um, but yeah, I think they want to talk about sort of the uh, yeah, this other stuff because when it comes to the journaling, when they're talking about the journaling, I also thought that came to mind for me while when I was in the state was dream journals and how that was actually very helpful for me in increasing my dream recall and also my lucidity in the dreams, where I would wake up and whenever I would remember a dream, or I would keep a little notebook beside my bed, and when I would wake up, I would write down the dreams that I remember. And just setting that intent as well was very helpful for me when I was practicing lucid dreaming more directly. So I think journaling is super helpful in not just our waking life, but also in our dream state. It'll help us develop more lucidity, and it just makes sense. Yeah, it's helping us become more aware of our thoughts, whether it's our waking thoughts or our dream thoughts. So I think, yeah, I will be picking it up. I have a bunch of notebooks that are empty and not used, so I will be picking that up. Yes.
And I think, as you say, that having a journal, and to write things just after having a dream will help us also to anchor it into our brain, because of the writing. And then when we will go back to the journal and we will read what we wrote, then yes, it will all come back. So yes, I think that having a journaling just after having a dream that we wish to remember even more, because sometimes we just remember for a few seconds, few minutes, and then it all vanishes in some ways. And so it can be, yes, as you say, very interesting in order to anchor it into our brain.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Would you like to add something else, Leo?
No, not at this time. I feel really good. Feel like we spoke about a lot of important topics for now. How about you?
I feel perfect as well. I think that we are going to record another video on this topic because that's what they want to do. So I think that we will record something else quite soon. But no, for now, I'm quite good.
Okay, everyone. Well, thank you so much again for tuning in. And we decided to do polls regularly, but since the last poll, we actually had a tie. And so for our next channeling topic, we'll be doing the other topic that was voted on, that was a tie. And so we'll post a new poll, most likely the week after that, the week after we post the the next channeling that we record after this. And so keep your selves open to that. And yes, Caroline, do you have any last words?
So thank you everybody for joining us. So we hope that this video is helpful. We hope that the channeling was also very helpful for you. Feel free also to ask questions in some comments here and there if you would like us to answer our guides to answer them. And yes, we are launching some polls here and there along the road. And so yes, you can also answer and tell us what you would like to have us channeled on. Yes. So we wish you a great day, a great night, having a nice dreams as well. And we will record another video very soon.
Bye.
Bye bye.